everyone, welcome to PSC Commerce 100 questions module based Kerala Finance Assistant exam auditing ആണ് അടുത്ത module. അതിൽ 100 questions ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ first question, an auditor is like a answer watchdog. രണ്ടാമത്തെ, the term audit is derived from a Latin word auditory which means answer to hear. 3, process of verifying the documentary evidence of transactions are known as vouching. 4, auditing is compulsory for joint stock companies. 5, the main object of an audit depends on the type of audit. 6, concealment of shortage by delaying the recording of cash receipt is known as answer lapping. 7, the title of AAS2 issued by Council of ICAI is answer objective and scope of the audit of financial statements. 8th question, lapping is also known as answer timming and lading. 9, which of the following is not true about opinion of a financial statement? Answer, he is responsible for detection and prevention of fraud and errors in financial statement. 10, a sale of rupees 25,000 to A has ended as a sale to B. This is the example of answer error of commission. 11, goods sent on approval basis has been recorded as credit sales. This is an example of answer error of principle. 12, which of the following statement is not true? Answer, internal control system reduce the possibility of occurrence of employees fraud and management fraud. 13, as per AAS4, if auditor detects an error, then answer both B and C. Answer B, he should communicate it to the management if it is material. C, the auditor should ensure financial statements are adjusted for detected errors. 14, which of the following is not an limitation of audit as per AS4? Answer, objectivity of auditor's judgment. 15, internal audit is undertaken. Answer, by a person appointed by the management. 16, the control of internal audit is decided by the dash. Answer, management. 17th question, audit of banks is an example of answer all of the above. ഏതൊക്കെയാണ് സ്റ്റാറ്റ്യൂട്ടറി ഓഡിറ്റ്, കൺകറൻറ്റ് ഓഡിറ്റ്, ബാലൻസ് ഷീറ്റ് ഓഡിറ്റ്. 18, കൺകറൻറ്റ് ഓഡിറ്റ് ഈസ് എ പാർട്ട് ഓഫ് ആൻസർ എന്താണ് ഇന്റേണൽ ഓഡിറ്റ് സിസ്റ്റം. 19, ഇൻ ഇന്ത്യ ബാലൻസ് ഷീറ്റ് ഓഡിറ്റ് ഈസ് സൈമൾ. പത്തൊമ്പതാമത്തെ question, in India balance sheet audit is simultaneous to annual audit. 20th question, audit in depth is simultaneous for detailed audit. 21, Institute of Chartered Accountant of India was established 1949. 22, which of the following statement is not true about continuous audit? Answer, it is needed when the organization has a good internal control system. 23, internal check is carried on by answer members of the staff. 24, errors of omissions are technical errors. എന്താണ് errors of omission are technical errors. 25, window dressing implies answer overvaluation of assets. 26, test checking refers to answer checking of selected number of transactions. 27, which of the following statement is not correct about materiality? Answer, at the planning state, the auditor considers materiality at the financial statement. 28. Dash the audit risk, dash the materiality and dash the audit effort. Lower, higher, lower. 29. When issuing unqualified opinion, the auditor who evaluates the audit findings should be satisfied that the answer estimate of the totally likely misstatement is more than material level. 30. In determining the level of materiality of an audit, what should not be considered? Answer: the auditor's remuneration. 31. Analytically procedure issued in the planning stage of an audit generally. Answer: all of the above. ഏതൊക്കെയാണ്? helps to determine the nature, timing and extent of other audit procedures. B. Direct attention to potential risk areas. C. Indicates important aspects of business. 32. Which of the following statement is most closely associated with analytical procedure applied to substantive stage? Answer: it helps to accumulate evidence supporting the validity of a specific amount balance. 33. For all audit of financial statement made in accordance with AS 14, the use of analytical procedure is at the discretion of the auditor. In which stage? Answer: substantive testing. 34. Verification refers to. Answer: examine the physical existence and valuation of assets. 35. Stock should be valued at. എന്താണ് ആൻസർ? cost or market price, whichever is lower. 36. Auditor is not a valuer was stated in. Answer: Kingston Cotton Mill case. 37. Floating assets are valued at. Answer: cost or market price, whichever is less. 38. Goods sold on the basis of sale or return should. Answer: be included in stock. 39. Of the following, which is the least pursued type of audit evidence? Answer: carbon copy of sales invoice inspected by the auditor. 40. Which of the following statement is generally corrected about the reliability of audit evidence? Answer: effective internal control system provide reliable audit evidence. അടുത്ത ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ 41. In an audit of financial statement, substantive tests are audit procedures that. Answer: may be test of transaction, test of balance and analytical procedures. 42. The nature, timing and extent of substantive procedure is related to assess the level of control risk. Answer: directly. 43. Which of the following factor is most important in determining the appropriations of audit evidence? Answer: the reliability of audit evidence and its relevance in meeting the audit objective. 44. question. When is evidential matter generally considered sufficient? Answer: when it is enough to provide a basis for giving reasonable assurance regarding to truthfulness. 45. question. Which of the following is not corroborative evidence? Answer: worksheet supporting consolidated financial statements. 46. Which of the following statement is not true with respect to management representations obtained as per AS 11? Answer: it should always be working. Answer: it should be always in. 47. question. What would most appropriately describe the risk of incorrect rejection in terms of substantive testing. Answer: the auditor concludes that the balance is materially misstated when in actual fact it not. 48. Which of the following affects audit effectiveness? Answer: both A and C ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ ആൻസർ എന്തൊക്കെയാണ്? റിസ്ക് ഓഫ് ഓവർ റിലയൻസ്, റിസ്ക് ഓഫ് ഇൻകറക്റ്റ് അക്സെപ്റ്റൻസ്. 49. What would most effectively describe the risk of incorrect acceptance in terms of substantive audit testing? Answer: the auditor has ascertained that the balance is materially correct when in actual fact it is not. 50. Question: which of the following auditing assurance standard leads with audit planning? Answer: AAS 8. എന്താണ് AAS 8. 51. Audit program is prepared by ആരാണ് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്ത? ഓഡിറ്റർ ആൻഡ് ഹിസ് ഓഡിറ്റ് അസിസ്റ്റൻസ്. 52. The working paper which auditor prepare for financial statement audit are answer owned by the auditor. 53. The quantity of audit working papers compiled on engagement would most be affected by answer auditor's experience and professional judgment. 54. Which of the following best describe the primary purpose of audit program preparation? Answer: to gather sufficient appropriate evidence. 55. Which of the following is not an advantage of the preparation of working paper? Answer: to provide a guide for advising another client on similar issues. 56. The auditor's permanent working paper file should not normally include answer extracts from clients' bank statements. 57. For what minimum period should audit working papers be retained by audit firm? Answer: for a period auditor opines them to be useful in servicing the client. 58. Which of the following factors would least likely affect the quantity and content of an auditor's working paper? Answer: the content of management representation letter. 59. Which of the following statement is true regarding an auditor's working paper? Answer: they should be considered as the principal support for the auditor's report. 60. Which of the following statement best describes the understanding with respect to the ownership and custody of working paper prepared by an auditor? Answer: the working papers may be obtained by third parties when they appear to be relevant to issues arise in litigation. Answer എന്താണ്? The working papers may be obtained by the third party when they appear to be relevant to issues arising in litigation. 61. The current file of an auditor's working paper generally should include answer a copy of financial statements. 62. Knowledge of the entity business does not help the auditor to reduce inherent risk. 63. Payment for wage should be vouched with the help of answer wage sheet. 64. Payment for building purchase should be vouched with the help of title deed. Answer title deed. 65. Purchase return should be vouched with the help of answer credit notes. 66. Receipts from sale of investment should be vouched with the help of broker's sold note. 67. Which of the following expense should not be treated as capital expenditure? Answer: legal expenses incurred to deferred as suit related to title of patent the suit has been lost. 68. Which of the following is not a revenue expenses? Answer: cost of accessories of motor vehicles spent at the time of purchase. 69. Depreciation does not arise from answer remarket expectation. 70. Which of the following schedule of the Companies Act 1956 deals with depreciations? Answer: Schedule X. Schedule 14. 71ാമത്തെ question. Schedule 14 has prescribed right of depreciation for double shift and triple shift working for which one of the following assets? Answer: plant and machinery. 72. If the book value of an asset stands at dash per percentage of the original cost, a company need not provide depreciation on it. 5. Answer: 5. 73. A company has brought patents. Which of the following method is most suitable for providing depreciation on them? SLM. Answer: SLM. Which of the following is a revenue reserve? Answer: debenture redemption reserve. 75ാമത്തെ question. Which of the following will not lead to creation of secret reserve? Answer: goods sent on consignment being shown as actual sales. 76ാമത്തെ question. Who is responsible for the appointment of statutory auditor of a limited company? Answer: members of the company. 77. Which of the following sections deals with qualification of auditor? Answer: section 226 subsection 1 and section 226 subsection 2. 78. Which of the following statement is not true? Answer: majority of the partners should be participating in India. 79. As per the requirements of the section 226 subsection 3 and 226 subsection 4, a person is disqualified from being appointed as a statutory audit if he holds answer security carrying voting right of the company. 80ാമത്തെ question. The board of directors shall appoint first auditor of a company. Answer: within month of incorporation of the company. 81. The term of the auditorship of first auditor would be from the date of appointment till answer the conclusion of the first annual general meeting. 82. In case the directions fails to appoint first auditors, the shareholders shall appoint them at dash by passing a resolution, a general meeting. 83. Which of the following statement is not true regarding appointment of statutory auditor by the central government? Answer: if a company fails to appoint an auditor at the general meeting. 84. If a casual vacancy in the office of auditor arises by his resignation, it should only be filled by the company in an general meeting. 85. For the purpose of a section 224 subsection IB, the number of partners of a firm which shall be taken into account would be as on the date of dash. Answer: acceptance of audit. 86. 86ാമത്തെ question. Which of the following is counted for the purpose of section 224 subsection IB? The number of partners of a firm which shall be taken into account should be as on the data of dance. A and B only. Joint audit and audit to non-profit companies. 87. Mr. A chartered accountant, has 19 audits. Out of the following audit, which audit should be he accept to ensure he does not violate provision of section 224 IB? Answer: all of them. Audit of a private company, audit of branch of a foreign company, audit of two branches of a Indian company. 88. Which audit out of the following would not be regarded as one audit for the purpose of section 224 subsection IB? Audit of one branch each of two different companies. 89. The auditor of the government company is appointed by the CNAG. His remuneration is fixed by answer: the shareholders. 90ാമത്തെ question. The section which contains provision regarding remuneration of the auditor is answer: section 224 subsection 8. 91. Question number 91. The authority to remove the first auditor before the expiry of the term is with the answer shareholders in a general meeting. 92. Which of the following statement is not correct regarding removal of first auditor before expiry of the term? The approval of the central government is required for such a removal. 93. The retiring auditor does not have a right to answer speak as a member of company. 94. Who out of the following cannot be appointed as the statutory auditor of the company? Answer: internal auditor. 95. Question. A statutory auditor has a right of access to at all time to books, accounts and voucher of the company. 96. The auditor has a right to answer both B and C. Answer: obtain information and explanation from the employees and officers. Obtain information and explanation necessary for the purpose of audit. 97. Question number. The principal auditor, as per clarification issued by the ICAI, does not have any right to answer, inspect working papers of the branch auditor. 98. Use under which of the following sections auditor has a duty to inquire into 6 specified matters and report by the exemption? Answer: section 227 subsection 4a. 99. The auditor has to acquire under section 227 subsection ia into different aspects related to shares allotted for cash for the purpose of audited include. Answer: all of them. And they can shares against whose allotment cash has actually been received, shares allotted for consideration other than cash, shares allotted against a debt payable. 100. Question number 100 ആണ്. Right to visit branches has been given to the auditor under the which section? Answer എന്താണ്? section 228 subsection 3. 100 questions ഉണ്ട് ഓഡിറ്റിങ്ങിൻ്റെ. അപ്പോൾ എല്ലാവരും എഴുതിയെടുത്ത് തന്നെ പഠിക്കുക. എല്ലാവരും നന്നായി തന്നെ പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യുക. കേരള ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ കോർപ്പറേഷൻ അസിസ്റ്റൻറ്റ് എക്സാമിന് വളരെ യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള MCQs ആണ്, ഷോർട്ട് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ എക്സാമുള്ള കാൻഡിഡേറ്റ്സ് മസ്റ്റ് വാച്ച് ചെയ്യുക. താങ്ക്സ് ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്. കീപ് വാച്ചിങ്, കീപ് സപ്പോർട്ടിങ്. സൈനിങ് ഓഫ് നെസ്സി.